Good evening, everyone. I'm Lovely Galpo Quinones, and I'm going to discuss the agreement on peace between the government of the Republic of the Philippines and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. First of all, I'm going to show you the background of the topic. Bangsamoro, a term denoting the ethnic identity of the Muslim in Mindanao, has long resisted foreign influences. The diverse Muslim tribes of Mindanao, the Philippines' second largest island, have allowed only a limited quantity of change through the centuries and have boomed the Manila government's predominantly Christian resettlement policies with much resentment over the years. That resentment, coupled with abuses by non-Muslims and the government's long neglect of the southern island, fueled a desire among the fiercely independent Filipino Muslims to be free of the Republic of the Philippines and establish their own independent Islamic state. And then, sabi dito, the emergence of Islamic fundamentalism and Islamic militancy in the Middle East has fueled the growth of militant Muslims groups across the globe. Sabi daw, it includes the Malaysia, Indonesia, and the southern Philippines. With support flowing from the Middle East, these active regional groups are operating, both covertly and in the open, to achieve. The regional groups share a common vision to establish an Islamic state in the Southeast Asia. The interconnected groups are operating, both covertly and in the open, to achieve their ultimate goal. They have expanded the use of terror as an instrument of political policy, which is the terrorist handbook makes little or no distinction between civilian and military targets, women and children, Muslim and non-Muslim. Okay, now, let's proceed to the rehabilitation aspect. The observance of international humanitarian law and respect for internationally recognized human rights instruments in the protection of evacuees and displaced persons in the conduct of their relation reinforce the Bangsamoro people's fundamental right to determine their own future and political status. The MILF shall determine, lead and manage rehabilitation and development projects in conflict-affected areas. The parties shall safely return evacuees to their place of origin, provide all the necessary financial material and technical assistance to start a new life. So, as well as allow them to be awarded reparation for their properties lost or destroyed by reason of the conflict. The parties shall safely return evacuees to their places of origin, provide all the necessary financial, material, and technical assistance to start a new life. As well known, they allow them to be awarded reparations for their properties lost or destroyed by reason of the conflict. It means, sabi daw, all evacuees ibabalik sa dating tahanan nila and magpo-provide ng financial and material technical assistance para sa panibagong buhay. And then, pinayagan sila na mag-repair ng mga properties na nawala nila or nasira dahil doon sa conflict. In order to pave the way for relief and rehabilitation of evacuees and implementation of development projects in the areas affected by conflict. So dito, nag-decide ang parties na mag-implement sa GRPMILF agreement sa General Cessation of Hostilities noong July 18, 1997. Okay, now, let's proceed to ancestral domain aspect. On the aspect of ancestral domain, the parties, in order to address the humanitarian and economic needs of the Bangsamoro people and preserve their social and cultural heritage and inherent rights over their ancestral domain, agree that the same be discussed further by the parties in their next meeting. Okay, ang sabi dito, sa ancestral domain, ang parties ay i-address o aayusin ang humanitarian at ang pangangailangan ng ekonomiya ng mga tao sa Bangsamoro at para ma-preserve nila ang social at cultural heritage at inherent rights nila. Kaya nag-agree ang parties na i-discuss uli ang topic sa susunod nilang meeting. That's all. Thank you for listening. I hope you've learned something about the topic I've discussed. The next reporter of our group will discuss the continuation of our topic, which is the activation of committees.